what is the definition of ego? How is it connected to the mind and intellect? Ego, in Sanskrit, we use that word ahankar. Ego. And what is the connection? Since the question is asking what's the connection to the mind and intellect? The mind, intellect, ego, and conditioned consciousness. These four things put together is called subtle body, Sukshma Sarira. So they are all part of the subtle body. The thought patterns were classified into four. One is mind, indiscriminated thoughts. Then you have a discriminated thought, analytical. That's called intellect, buddhi, manas, buddhi. Also, you have a thought of I. You cannot say that is discriminated, nor you can say that is indiscriminated. The sense of me, the sense of I. You can't say this or that for that thought. That which keeps feeling or claiming that this discriminated thought is mine, this indiscriminated thought is mine, which is different from discriminated and indiscriminated thoughts. You're all with me? Isn't it? Desire is one thing. Say, for example, the emotion you experience, love or anger or any emotion that you experience. One is the emotion, another one is you feel, I have experienced it. See, this is my feeling, this is my thinking. See, that my feeling, you have a thought, right? That thought is referred as ego. Then you will ask, sir, what is the chit? That also I'll explain. You know, buy one, get one free, no? Like that. Ask for one, you get free. You ask for ego, chit is free for you. Like that. This chit is when this arrogation happening, when you're arrogating in the sense, don't take it in the English language terms of arrogation. The feel that it is mine, me. For that to happen, there has to be a sense of me. Only then mine can come into picture. Without that sense of me as the foundation, mine is not possible. But what is perceptible, what is visible to all of us is mine. Me will not be visible to everyone. The sense of me is not visible to people because that needs a lot of decluttering. Only when you declutter the things, there is a chance of you to recognize that. Let's say first we work on mind, keep removing that. Then we start working on me. When these three things are happening, all these three are known to you, isn't it? You are aware of that. The sense of I, desires, emotions arising in me, existing in me, and subduing in me, that logical reasoning that I do or illogical reasoning that I do, all that is known to me, isn't it? That part is referred as chit. So a lot of people misunderstand the chit to be consciousness, pure consciousness. Chit is not pure consciousness. Chit is conditioned. Conditioned by what? Conditioned by ego, conditioned by mind, conditioned by intellect. That which claims. And the ego will claim even that chit to be my chit. That's where the ego stands so low, so fundamental. So what I mean is, it is the foundation. Chit is subtler than ego, actually speaking, but still, that ego will start claiming that is also mine, my chit. It will say. So I know we claim, isn't it, that knowing ability is referred as chit. Now, how do we say this chit is knowing is different from intellect? Is in deep sleep, you have a deep sleep. I suppose you are all aware of the three states that you experience: waking, dream, deep sleep. Waking is when you are awake. Dream is when you go to sleep and you're dreaming. When you sleep without dream, it's called deep sleep. When you have a deep sleep, when you enter a deep sleep, you go through that and you wake up. In deep sleep, there is no intellect, because discrimination is not possible in deep sleep. As simple as that. Why intellect cannot exist in deep sleep, sir? Because there is no discrimination. Why there is no discrimination? To discriminate, minimum requirement is two things. There has to be a wall and there has to be a door. Only then I can discriminate between wall and door. Window, chair, table. That discrimination means there has to be two. In deep sleep, there is no two. So since there is no two, obviously there cannot be intellect existing in that. Okay. So mind is not there, intellect is not there. But when you wake up, you claim, I had a sound sleep. How did you know that? Intellect is absent, no, in deep sleep. Then what is there? With what you got to know that you had a sound sleep? That's called chit. These four things put together is called the Sukshma Sarira. Body is gross. Stula Sharira has two sets of organs, Jnana Indriyas and Karma Indriyas. Then Sukshma Sarira has got four: Manas, Buddhi, Chit, Ahankar. These are the four. In that, Ahankar is the sense of individuality. I am different from the rest. I exist. I am. The feeling that I am is there, no? That is referred as ego. But then you cannot connect to that ego. You cannot understand that ego because it needs expression. You can relate to things only when they express, when they manifest. The manifestation of ego alone, you can recognize the presence of ego. Otherwise, you can't recognize the presence of ego. How do they manifest? Ego manifests in three ways. I am supreme. I alone exist. I am the doer. These are the three ways in which ego manifests. When we say mind by itself you can't understand. You have to explain. Mind means it has the emotions. It has likes and dislikes. It has impulses. It has desires. So all this put together is called mind. You understand mind now. You just say manas, 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 you can't understand it. Similarly, what is ego, sir? Ego is constructed with these three thoughts. I am supreme. I alone exist. I am the doer. These are the three thoughts that construct your ego. So if you want to work on your ego, you got to work with reference to what? Not ego. You got to work with your idea of I am supreme. I am supreme in the sense I am the best. It's called I am supreme. I am great. I am important. Then we give examples. You will understand the example, you will forget the idea. That is why, I don't like to give examples. But the problem is, without examples, it is not possible to understand. See? I am supreme. I am important. I alone exist. And I am the doer. I have to do. Only I can do. You see, that sense is referred as ego. Then you give one example for one thing, and in your own ways. From your own ways, you can construct examples. You build examples of your own. As you start recognizing these expressions, then you can. And usually when we give examples, we give extreme examples, exaggerated examples. And that's where people get, lost. That exaggerated example will not fit into most of you. So most of you will go back thinking what, oh, that is not there in me. Therefore, I don't have ego. See, that is why, we've got to be very, very careful when you are reading this, when you are listening to examples and, points like that. Very dangerous one. That is. It's a risk. The risk of trying to understand something through examples. Because any example will have little. I can't give a direct, simple one. I have to give a complex. Because if I give a simple one, you will say, avladana. So we have to give for example, I alone exist. We give the example of what? A man who has this drinking. He wants to drink. Therefore, he sends his kids to work instead of sending them to school. Why? He can think of only his pleasure. I have to. And I don't think any one of you are doing that. Right? I don't think any one of you would be sending your child to labor and take that money and you keep drinking. You don't do that. Therefore, you will go back thinking what? Oh, that part of ego I don't have, sir. This is how your ego survives. That's why keep on thinking on the principle and see the manifestation of that in your life. How you are feeling, I am supreme. How you are feeling, I am the doer. I am supreme means what? I am the most important person. I am important means my needs, my thoughts, my values, my beliefs should be followed by others. Why? I am supreme. I alone exist. You go oblivious to the presence of others around you. There are people around you also. You go completely oblivious to all that. Only we exist. That I can be with reference to identifying with anything. You can identify with your only one body, or you can identify with two bodies or three bodies. Then you become a family, my community, my company, my team, my project, wherever, anything you start feeling as this belongs to me, that's where your ego is. And you say, feel what? I am the doer. Without me, no one could have done this. What is the proof? Look into your own life in terms of in your organizations or in your house, in your relationships, anywhere you see, you will always find people who are superior to you, people who are inferior to you in every aspect. Right? A lady in the house will say that my cousins or my niece or my in-laws house or my mother a better cook or a worse cook. They will say she is better than me, sir. Oh, chopping vegetables. Yes. But only problem, she doesn't do it by the fast. That speed is not there. Or else, they'll say, she'll do the cooking for you. If she does cooking in the house, sir, I tell you, my cousin, she comes. He cooks in the kitchen. Please don't enter the kitchen. The maid will have real problem that day. Why? To make one coffee, she would have used 15 vessels for that. So clumsy, But how do I cook? See, the way she prepares coffee, finally when it comes onto the table, the coffee is superb. But only problem, you can't see the kitchen after that. You see people, they constantly talk about these two. Always you will find. In the office you go, you will find people who know more than you, who know less than you, who work more than you, who work less than you. Right? Try to see, is there anyone who you consider equal to you? Almost impossible. That is called ego. You see, in nowhere, all of us will say we are all equal, all staged ones. On stage you talk. When you're giving interviews, you talk. All movies, all actors, all that, everyone contributes. Everyone and spoke in the wheel of life, this, that, and all. If you know few words, you pick up. That's the tragedy of our modern man. Because modern man knows words. Earlier, people don't know words. Now we have learned words very nicely. Today, humanity is in great danger. Danger of what? Danger of this only. We have learned to camouflage it. See, that's where the danger is. That ego, we say, you will never find it. You can always say there are people who are superior to you. There are people who are inferior to you. That's very easy to say. Superior in the sense, yeah, she can cook very well, sir. Remember the example. Oh, vegetables, slicing, chopping, dicing, super. Fantastic they do. But something will be there. Those things are all very easy. To say how they are greater, where they score, where they fail. Very easy to say. But almost impossible for you to find anyone who is equal to you. No one is equal to me. What is that? This is how we identify. I am supreme. My contribution is slightly more than yours or slightly less than yours. Either case. I'm not talking about only more. Remember, you see, slightly less than you. But never equal. So, what is your idea? There is no one who is equal to you in any aspect. As a father, as a mother, as a friend, as an employer, employee, boss, subordinate, colleague, neighbor, this, that, anywhere you can go, you can never find equal. Why not? Allah ego. The textbook question is this. Very simple. What is the textbook answer? Textbook answer is this. What is ego? Ego is the arrogating self. It can arrogate the mind, it can arrogate the intellect also. Like my emotions, my thinking. So, for all purpose, answer is only that much. If you strictly go by the question, all that you have to give is only that much, but it's not. It has very many things. So, if you have to understand the definition of ego, don't go by arrogating self. Go by these three. I am supreme. I alone exist. I am the doer. Only I can do. Only I did this. I did this. I did this. I did this. I didn't do. Therefore, nothing happened. Everything has to be done by me only. Like the mother feels. The child is going to write exam. The mother feels what? The pressure. Why? If I am not there, he will not study. If I am not there, how he will pass exams? You are not there. You feel like that. You feel that it is my responsibility. Without me, that thing cannot happen. That's how your ego dupes you to make you believe that. Without me, why? I am the doer. I am the doer. That's the thing. Textbook is this. Okay.